I'm a former IRS agent and teaching instructor. Welcome to my YouTube station. It's the home of the 5 minute or less video. Many of you have seen me on all the TV interviews I have, and you've kind of sought me out on YouTube. I appreciate you doing that. I've worked at IRS for a decade. I've been in private practice for 4 decades doing tax defense. I've been doing this August 50 years, so I appreciate you tuning in. My whole team of IRS agents, and my videos can be found at 777irs.com. I do these videos for 3 reasons: so you don't get ripped off, to educate you, and to inform you, and give you insider information and tips from being an agent that you don't know. There's a lot of crap on the internet, just so you know. It makes me chuckle. My son said, "Dad, you need to start this station, take a look around," and I did, and that's why I'm here. Many people don't know of the trust fund penalty, and I want to talk to you today about that. Many people are getting stuck with owing payroll tax debt, and they don't know that it leads to the trust fund penalty that IRS imposes. There's a code section, 6672. I taught this section at IRS, so I'm very proficient in working these cases and knowing what you need to know. That IRS, if you owe 941s, IRS is going to find out who's responsible for paying the tax, who wrote the checks, who made decisions, who were on the bank resolution cards, who went ahead and got loans for the business, who was signing credits and all that. It's easy to go ahead and find. IRS will have you go ahead and fill out a form 4180. You can download it. It's a 4 or 5 page form now. They modified it lately, and ask all the questions they're going to ask to get to the person who's responsible. As a former IRS agent, and it isn't hard to figure out, you just go to who controlled the money, who controlled the people, and they're going to set you up for this penalty. Now, what is the penalty? Well, it's not so much a penalty, but it's a part of. Let me explain that to you. Really important you understand this, because let's say that your corporation owed $13,000 total, and you can magnify that by however much your debt is. So you have a bill of corporate debt for $13,000. If we were to break out that trust fund portion that you're going to be responsible, you would the $13,000 comprises of $5,000 for withholding. You can write that down. $2,500 that you held out of the employees' checks for Social Security. The $2,500 that you matched. And then $3,000 for penalties and interest. So let's just go over that again. The $13,000 comprises of $5,000 withholding, $2,500 you took out of their check for Social Security, $2,500 you matched, and $3,000 in penalties and interest. What you are responsible for is the trust fund amount. The trust fund amount in that case would be the money you held in trust, and that's 2 figures: the withholding for $5,000 and the Social Security that you withheld for $2,500. That actually is what the person that's what the IRS is going to hold and send a bill out. They're responsible for that debt. Now, there can be 1 person, there can be 2 persons, there can be 3 persons involved. IRS does not know. They go in and do this formal investigation. So as a revenue officer, basically what I would do, I'd knock on the door, I'd look at your financial statement to see if you can pay the tax, and let's say you want a payment agreement from IRS because you owe IRS $80,000. IRS could grant that payment agreement, but in addition, they're going to set that trust fund penalty up to whoever they find responsible. Usually there's a couple people, but the owner, the check writer, whoever signed checks, they're probably going to be on that. Now, that money, that, let's just say in my example, that $7,500 that I would have come up with, which is the withholding and 1/2 of the Social Security, the money you owe is not a penalty over and above. It's a part of the total debt you paid off. So what IRS is doing, they're assuring, listen to me, they're assuring that someone is going to pay for the money that was withheld and not turned over to IRS. So IRS we'll do a full investigation to find out who's responsible. It's no big deal. A lot of companies are going and they owe a bunch of money back, payroll taxes, and the people have been set up for the penalty, and IRS could ask for the people to start paying the money, or they may say, we don't need that. We believe that the company will pay this off, and they'll leave it alone. I just want you to be aware, if you owe, your company owes payroll tax, at some point in time, the revenue officer is going to come out, and they'll probably set up this penalty at some point in time. If you need me, you know where to get a hold of me. Please give me a subscription. I give you all the information you need. Thank you very much.